Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you are notified every time I have a new video coming out. And hopefully I'm going to have some more videos coming out, especially in the next week. I'm feeling it a lot more in the next week. And do me a favor and go ahead and like this video already. Set the intention that there's something in the video here that was meant for you. And the fact that you extracted something, that you tuned into something that was meant for you, whether it's just, the song that was playing or even just one little word that kind of tuned and activated something within you, you hitting the like button right now is kind of validation for you that there's something in this reading for you. If at the end of it you didn't like the video or there was nothing in it for you, which I doubt, you can always unlike the video. But go ahead and hit the like button right now. That way you are setting the intention for that and really tuning yourself into the fact that you're going to notice exactly what it is meant for you here. You're also helping me out by helping the algorithms in my video and getting this video out, blah, blah, blah. For those other people who this is meant for as well. I don't know why I needed to point all of that out ahead of time, but apparently that's part of the message too. It's part of the message. That liking whatever message is meant for you, or recognizing that every situation that you're in, where you are right now, is exactly where you're meant to be. And there's a message in that. And being grateful for that message. Whether it's a message that resonates very deeply with you and makes you feel better, or it's a message that triggers something in you that needs to be released. Being grateful for and liking any of those experiences is really, really grounded, centered, confident place to be. So that's part of the message that's coming out right now. And it feels like it's part of a divine masculine message, that there is a masculine that's been trying to speak a little bit this morning, but wants me to just kind of get specific, dig more into, like really tune into the divine masculine energy. Okay. And I know that a lot of you are going to be watching this for someone else, a person that you look at or have imprinted as your divine masculine, the mirror that helps to show you things. But I also challenge you to look at the divine masculine energy within you. So integrate this message as something that is inside of you that's trying to speak as well, okay? Because it's meant to be both. I've got the Wisdom of the Oracle deck right here. Apparently you guys need to know that. If you don't know, if you've never seen this deck before, some of you like to draw cards too. I haven't had to point that out in a while, so there's a reason for that. Wisdom of the Oracle. Or there's something on the box here that you were needing to see. Maybe it's this card. This is actually one of the cards about balance, about structure, about needing some sort of justice or balance. That may be part of the message too. Let's get into that a little bit more. I do have my music on right now, and I had to put on Disney music. I've been getting a lot of messages through Disney music this morning. I'm just going to listen to the song that's on. It's like I hear the beat to the music, but I can't hear the words specifically, which means it isn't in the lyrics. It's something in the music. What I heard more than anything was the traffic outside, so the energy of the traffic moving. That's part of the message for you. Now I'm hearing the song. So not attaching to an expectation, and me hearing the song, I didn't attach to the fact that it needed to be the song. I was just listening to sound, any kind of sound. There's something about the sound around you that you need to tune into. I just heard there's a message on the wind. He is trying to speak to you through sound. There's songs that you're not listening to because you're like avoiding. He's like, you're avoiding me. You're avoiding me. There's something that is too painful for you to tune into, but it's like you're ignoring him. And he's trying really hard to get a message to you, but there's something that you've been ignoring. soulmates. He wants you to tune into the connection. Don't tune into him as a person right now. Tune into the divine connection. There's a key. He's got this key in his hand. And you can see it, it opens her heart. There's something about what he's trying to tell you that is the key to opening your heart up again. It feels like he can feel that your heart is closed a little bit right now, that you're having a hard time. There's some sort of pain in there that you're avoiding, or a little bit, or there's pain that has closed your heart down a little. You're protecting yourself a little bit. And maybe that's why you're not listening to music, or you're not allowing the messages to come in. But it's like what he has to say in the love between you guys, the energy of love itself, real, like soulmate, true love is real. He wants you to know that it's real. And it's time to open your heart back up again. It's time to start listening to the music again. There's that one song. There's that one song that he sent you, or he wants you to allow yourself to believe in the connection again, to believe in love again, to believe in real divine love, fairy tale love. Listen to those Disney songs. Listen to or watch those fairy tales. There's something in them that is really important. So this is the number 41 card too. For some of you, that may be validation because you are 41 or he is 41 or whatever it is. Something about the number 4. Somebody's address is 41, which is interesting because mine is 14. And so it's mirrored, it's flipped. So it could be the number 14 for you as well. Or the number 5. So the 41 breaks down to a number 5. 5 symbolically in numerology is all about change. And so there's something that's changing. He's wanting you to embrace change, to know that he's changing form. That's interesting. So it's like he's wanting you to focus on the energy of divine masculine and change the form. So it may be that you're needing to shift and bring that divine masculine energy, remove it from another person and allow it to change its form, that it may be a different person that you're thinking of, that that it looks different than what you thought it was going to look like. And there are songs that he's sending you that remind you of another person, but it's like you have the energy attached to a different person, an old person, and you need to attach it to yourself, bring it back inside of yourself, and just allow yourself to tune into the 5D divine masculine energy. Right? Because whatever the label is, whether it's twin flame or soulmate or what, a lot of them have different definitions, but he's really wanting you to focus on the energy of soulmates. Focus on the energy of his soul and what it speaks to you. And sometimes you hear the song of your soul through music. And there's something his soul is trying to communicate with you that you have blocked out because there is a different person who had hurt you, or it's like you've got his energy attached to somebody else. The key is opening your heart back up and listening to where it's actually coming from. Let me listen to the song that's on. You'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. Something about wolf spirit. Something about wolf spirit. Something about calling out. Calling it in. Calling to your pack. Calling to your pack. Something about wolf spirit. You may want to look up the symbolism of wolf spirit. Definitely feels a little bit somber. The energy feels very somber right now. Not necessarily sad, but just kind of resigned. It feels like there's this I don't want to give up, or I feel like I'm giving up. But he's like, it's not about that. You're not giving up. You're actually giving in and surrendering and allowing yourself to receive. He wants you to receive him. But your heart is closed. Your heart is closed for some reason. Can I get another card, please? I hear him speaking. I don't even really need the cards, really. He's telling me you don't need the cards, but oh, he wants me to listen to the song, that's why. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. Some of you are having dreams about him. Like literal dreams. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. This is bigger than the two of you as humans. This is bigger than that. Think beyond that. Think beyond the human perspective. Tune into the energy that's there. Allow yourself to dream. Tune back into the fairy tale, Prince Charming kind of energy, because that's what you deserve. You deserve that kind of treatment. But there's this resistance to letting yourself feel the magic of fairy tale love, because that is not real, or it doesn't exist in human form. But it does. It exists in so many different ways. If you can open your heart to that and be that, it exists even in the arguments. That, like, my dream, Prince Charming, even in the arguments, has respect and self-awareness and the presence of mind and the consciousness and the really grounded, confident energy in who he is, to be able to not be triggered or not react, but to witness and to allow you your space and to create sacred space and hold sacred space. And even though it's an argument and it's a disagreement, he can recognize that there's resistance there and move with it. And you know, it's human at the same time, but it's an ideal kind of argument. It's like, that's the most peaceful argument I've ever had with anybody ever. And it's because he's at peace. And in that situation, you're at peace too. You feel safe. That's what he's telling you, is he's safe. You're safe with him. You are safe with this person. You are safe to express who you are and to open your heart. There's been a lot today about confidence and confidence in yourself. You're safe because you know you, because you protect you, because you know who you are and you know what you deserve. And he's that. He is that. You trust that. And that's part of the fairy tale. The fact that there's no dependency there at all. There is just the desire to share the same sacred space in whatever moment it is that's going on. There's no codependency there at all. He doesn't need you, but he chooses you. And he's there. He's waiting very patiently. He's waiting very patiently, but he's telling you, it's okay. It's okay now to open back up. You're safe. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. This is obviously like past life energy. This is tuning into the past life where it's like, I almost see Romeo and Juliet as a terrible example, but even just like getting to the point of dying together, that like every moment together was meant to be and was this divine connection. It's like you even died together at the same time because you were so intrinsically woven together. Message in a bottle. Another thing about a message, and there's a telephone there. What call are you not answering? Message in a bottle. So he's talking about messages in music, and now a message in a bottle. It's interesting. And as I say that, I look over and I have this bottle of water from Chalice Well in England, in Glastonbury. So maybe there's a message in that for somebody. It may be the symbol. There may be some kind of, this may be a message for somebody about the symbol. It's a validation for you. 1515 on my recording as I looked up and said that, and this is the number 15 card. So it may be something about this, what is the name of this symbol? The Vesica Pisces or something like that? I was reading something this morning about the element of, or Venus coming into Pisces now, and the energy of those being exalted together. It's like peanut butter and jelly together, and the way that it facilitates the perfect conditions for that fairy tale love to actually come to fruition and to be. You may want to look that up if that resonates with you, Venus in Pisces. Really tuning into the energy of the universe and listening to that message. There's a call coming in for you, whether that's a literal call or a clarion call from the universe. Let me listen to the song that's on right now. I was there to comfort you. Echo, what song is this? It's from Toy Story. When She Loved Me from Toy Story 2. This is definitely a past life energy. This is definitely a past life soulmate connection. There's a message from the past. We began to drift away. It's like this could be somebody from the past too, not just past life, but it could be somebody from the past where the timing just wasn't right. And now it's time to answer the call. It's almost like there's a call coming in. This is the number 15 card, which breaks down to a 6. And what I'm seeing is the 6 of Cups in the tarot, which sometimes has to do with someone from the past or a past life soulmate or something like that. Or someone from your past. Maybe someone that you briefly encountered. It's like you missed the call. You both missed the call. And it's interesting because everything was beautiful, I'm hearing on the song. Every hour we spent together. It's in my heart. Yeah, this definitely feels like past life or someone from your past. That soulmate, that one that got away. There's definitely a message coming in from that person. It's interesting because it's almost like, it starts out as divine masculine, and a lot of people attribute that to the twin flame journey, but it's more than that, It's not just those that are on the twin flame journey that resonate with divine masculine and divine feminine. Something here about soulmate energy. That is your divine masculine. They want you to remove all the labels, okay? They're showing me that on this bottle, there are no labels on this bottle, okay? Remove the labels in order to really get into your heart. Just feel the energy of that counterpart. Let me listen to the song again. Put our service to the test. Be our guest. Beauty and the Beast. Be our guest. Be our guest. So for some of you, it's like you're not answering the call to service. You're not putting yourself out there and being of service to the collective and giving your gift. There's a call that you need to answer. He's really wanting you to answer your call. He really is a very supportive, really sacred kind of space that supports you in being you and really supports your gifts. Wants you to answer the call of your gifts. For some of you, it may be drawing him in. It's helping to balance the masculine field, the masculine collective. There's something about you and your gifts that is meant to be of service to the divine masculine collective. That feels really good. So if you are supposed to, just as an example, if you're a card reader and you're wanting to start a channel or something like that, and maybe that's why I needed to show you what deck I was using, it may be that some of your messages need to be geared towards the masculine collective now, that they need you, that he needs you, in a way that is not based off of any kind of attachment or codependency. It's more about they need your gift, they need your knowledge. So it's time to answer the call. Just listening to the song again. All right, can I get another message from this divine masculine? Thank you. Oh yeah, there's a lot of changes happening right now, and that change is coming from this number 5 card again. You're trying to figure out which way to go. He's trying to figure out which way to go. It's almost like he can hear you calling. He can hear, but with your heart closed off right now, it's like it's muffled. Because you're not expressing the fullness of you. You're not expressing your gift. You're not giving yourself to the world. You're not putting yourself out there like you used to, or there's something about you that needs to be expressed, and he can hear that calling, but it's like, I don't know where that's coming from. It's like you're throwing your voice or something like that. Your voice is muffled. You're not expressing yourself the way that you should be. And it's like he hears the call of you, but he doesn't know which way to go. And part of his mission is to be connected with you. For some of you, it may be that you guys are meant to do the same kind of work together. Like, let's just say it is about, creating a channel and working to support the divine masculine collective and blah, 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 if you're a reader or a healer or a guide or whatever it is. It's almost like he's supposed to be partnering with you in that too. And until you put out that call, until you answer that call, it's like you create the path for that. Your inspiration for that is what paves the way and carves the way. But until you do that, it's like he doesn't have his direction right now. So he's looking for his own direction. But part of his mission is to find you and to pair and partner with you, because that strengthens the collective. It's like it's almost like he's done his work. He's got his career established, or he has, he's really, really well established. And now the service part of it, it's not just a job, but it's like being of service and being in mission and things like that. It's like he's waiting to hear that call or to like step onto that path with you, because you're meant to do this together. It's about partnering together. That's a big part of it. And so he's kind of stuck trying to figure out which way to go. I'm just listening to the song again. This monkey is standing out to me, and the fact that he's standing on a fork. So obviously the word fork, which is really funny because there's this movie. Oh my God, now I can't remember. With Drew Barrymore and oh God, I can't remember the name of the movie. If I remember it, I'll put it down in the box below. But she gets high with, like, she sits down and she's at this work party or something like that. And no, she goes undercover. She goes undercover as a reporter in a high school, and she pretends to be a student at the school, and she goes out to a party and she ends up eating brownies and gets really high with a bunch of Rastafari. And the next day she's talking to her brother and she's telling him, I got high with a whole table of Rastafari. And she's still really fucked up. And she said, you know what's a weird word? Fork. And then she's fork, fork. I don't know why that's standing out or why I had to tell you that, but I don't know, maybe it's about plant medicine or it's about exploring your options, or I don't know. I've been looking into like psychedelics as therapy, as consciousness expansion, and I've been talking about mushrooms with certain people, and I don't know if that has something to do with this masculine here, but it's almost like he's sitting still and he's exploring a different level of his consciousness. Maybe that's where all of that was going. So while he does that, and while you learn to open up, he is sitting still and like exploring you guys on a multi-dimensional level. He's trying to find you because he can't find you in this dimension, in this 3D. He's like accessing other dimensions. He's accessing a different level of altered states of consciousness, which psychedelics can access, or breath work can, and certain meditation and all of that. It's like he's exploring all of that in order to find you in all these other dimensions. And he's bringing that information forward and saying he wants to find you in this dimension. He's looking for you in this dimension. Okay? This is a number 4 card. So, number 4 is about foundations, building a foundation and anchoring it here in this dimension. That's interesting. And the song says, when can I see you again? When can I see you again? When can I literally see you again? It's like he has really been connecting with you, and you have been connecting with him too for a long time now, it feels like, in other dimensions, in other lives. And now it's time for this life. Putting out the call. So you put out the call, put out the back call, call him in. He's waiting to get his divine instruction is what I hear. It's not a bad thing for him to be waiting and sitting still either. Being still and being present and accessing his intuition is him really calling on his feminine energy inside of him, but at the same time, energetically, that's calling you in as well. So he's accessing a different level of his heart at the same time. And being able to express himself and express this part of his heart and saying, I'm ready to connect with another person. I'm not scared of it anymore. I'm ready to express myself. I'm open to sharing my life now. I'm ready for that. And before it was this independent kind of inability to commit really because... or committing for the wrong reasons, out of fear of really being vulnerable and expressing himself, and it's like this is a shift that's occurring in him right now. He's ready to really dip into his emotions and his intuition and express that and share that. He's really ready to share himself, and he's letting you know that this is a sacred space. I am open and vulnerable. I'm ready to be vulnerable and true to my heart. Thank you, Spirit. He's ready to be happy. It's time to be happy and to remove the old story. There's an ancestral pattern that's been happening in your life, and he's ready to remove that old story. There's definitely this is really, really multidimensional, this energy here. You guys have met in many lifetimes. And you've met in this one. What I'm seeing right now is that the fact that you've met in this life, but he showed up. It's so weird. Like the image of him showed up in another person. He showed up but only a certain aspect of him showed up in another person. And in order for you to help trust the energy itself and to make decisions to sever old patterns. There are other people that you were with that were aspects of him. It's almost like you're going to recognize all these other people when you finally meet him, or he comes back or whatever it is, you're going to see aspects of him and all of these other people in him, but you're going to recognize the aspects of him that were showing up in all of these other people. I hope that makes sense. It's been so multidimensional for you. Now I'm seeing that movie, Sliding Doors, with Gwyneth Paltrow, where there's these parallel lives that are happening, these parallel realities, and they always come back to, the same energy ends up back. You guys are always meant to come back to this space together, but there are certain aspects of you that it's so weird the way that they're showing it. It's just he showed up in all of these other people, okay? So that's the aspect of time outside of time, being outside of time. And now what he's wanting to do, and those people and those relationships and those aspects of you were meant to show you the pattern of running from happiness, not allowing yourself to be happy, disconnecting from happiness, and creating this story over and over and over again. Because you're attached to people who aren't the divine partner. You're attaching to people codependently and recreating that pattern in that story over and over again. It's like you're trying to have him materialize in these other people, but it's not the right person. It's never been the right person. That's the old person. That's the distorted masculine. You've been recreating the distorted masculine, calling off and drawing in like really beautiful, positive aspects of the divine masculine, and seeing those in other people, but those were illusions because that was a recreation of the distorted masculine, the pattern that you've needed to heal all of this time. You've been searching through time and space for each other, and as soon as you get a little hint of that energy emerging, you attach it to another person. And that draws out all the distortions and all the codependency in you, because there's no confidence inside of you that it's like, I need it now, though. I need it now. I've been searching for so long. I need it now. And you attach it to another person, the wrong person. But they're never the wrong person. It's also, you're supposed to draw lessons from that and remove anything that is not that from inside of you. Each of those people has been meant to lead you back to you, to the energy inside of you, to who you really are, to be authentically you, and to be able to express that side of you, and to be free to be that wherever you are, to accept where you are, wherever you are. Each one of those people has not been the right one to support the authentic you. There was something in you that always held yourself back. And it's all been leading up to this. We don't talk about Bruno. That's what's on right now. For some of you, it's really this woo-woo side of you, the intuition, the deeply intuitive psychic side of you that you've always hidden because of past life persecution and things like that. And from this life persecution, not being able to express who you really are, the depth of who you are. So each one of these people that you were with before this in a relationship has had some sort of insecurity or was intimidated by that part of you and not confident in themselves and mirroring that lack of confidence in you. They've all been building and building and building and building. All of those experiences were meant to build your confidence in who you are. And now it's time to start expressing that and just give what you got. Just say everything. Just, if you're like I'm talking about, if you're a reader, instead of trying to interpret the messages, just say them. Just say them. Because then the pieces are going to come together in that way. Just speak your truth. And do it for no other reason than it makes you happy to be of service to other people. That's where he is. He's waiting in the messages. He's waiting to hear. There's some sort of message that you have for him. Oh, that's what he's saying too here is you have a message for him. He wants to hear the message from you. So not only does he have a message for you, this message in a bottle, you have a message for him. So what's the message that you have for him that he needs to know right now? And I keep hearing the song, we don't talk about Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno. There's some sort of message that he had for everybody else that they didn't want to hear, they didn't want to hear. But at the end of the day, the message that he had was the most important message for the family. And it just hadn't all come together yet. There is this vision of the future, but you can only see as much as you're able to see at this point. So from the perspective that you have, and if the perspective that you have when you look at a situation is from a place of fear or not wanting to recreate the past, you are actually recreating the past. You're not allowing it to unfold as it should. So there's some sort of fear about letting him in because there's a chance that this is everything I ever wanted. That I could be, that this person could be the fairy tale that I've always wanted. No, that can't be true. No, that's that age-old story. That's what always got me in trouble, was thinking that this person was my savior, this person was my hero, this person was my knight in shining armor. That's what I keep hearing. But all of those characteristics were about being saved. This relationship and this person is not meant to save you. That's the old story. They're not meant to save you from the distorted masculine or whatever it is. You don't need to be saved by those distortions. You just need to witness them and to be happy with the lessons that were there and being able to witness yourself and find confidence in yourself. Recognizing that it's all coming from inside of you, that you create your reality. You create your reality. So choosing happiness is the hardest thing for you, the hardest thing, because sometimes happiness comes from pain and you don't want to feel the pain. Or it's hard to find peace in being happy in the pain. Like if you look back on a painful experience that you have processed, that you have worked to heal, can you see the beauty in it? Can you see how it benefited you, or how you now are in a more beautiful place because it ended? There's something, an experience that he's wanting you to see. Chaos and conflict. Things were very, very, very chaotic, and your brain was kind of scattered all over. The number 33 again is the number 6. 33 is a very sacred number to chaos and conflict. Like an event in your life that you saw as chaotic and that there was a lot of conflict there. But looking back on it now, you can see that it was your resistance to letting go or to change that created so much conflict. There's something about being in the energy of acceptance, just accepting, and just this knowing inside of you that you are exactly where you need to be and everything is happening just as it's supposed to be happening. And it's all leading to this really beautiful connection that does exist. And even just knowing that, just even without having it here in person, you don't need to have it here in person to feel the energy of that. That's abundance. As soon as you're able to be happy with your reality as it is now, knowing that I feel this so strongly, I can feel him there. I can feel him there. I can feel that fairy tale connection. I feel it there so much that it's right here, right now. I don't need to see it to believe it, and it makes me so happy right here, right now. That's when it actually comes in and hits you in the face, when you're open to, even the pain that I feel right now is part of that. It's part of being at peace with knowing that whatever it is that you're experiencing right now is leading to all of that. And it's a part of this journey. The destination is not the destination. The journey is the destination. Right? Man, he's got a lot to say. He's very wise. He's very wise. He's very into music. He like secretly loves Disney movies, and especially I'm seeing the movie Tangled. Like that song, Now I've Seen the Light. Movie Tangled is like one of his favorites. He's like, I'm not scared to admit that I love Disney movies. He loves love stories because it reminds him of you. And if you guys have never met before, it's like he knows the you from past lives, though. He knows the energy of soulmate. It reminds him of you, and he can't tell that many people that, but he wants to say that out loud. Like, it reminds me of my dream girl, and I feel like I know her. I've met her in dreams. He's dreaming of you, and you're there. You exist. It's time things come into fruition. This is all, it started with a video that I'm going to post a link to one of my videos from 2.5 years ago that I saw today that they showed me was the ending of one cycle and the beginning of the next cycle for the Divine Masculine and Feminine. And they were showing me that it applies now. Things are coming into fruition. That situation from back then is coming into fruition now. And it may be that the person that you were looking at as your Divine Masculine back then was not the Divine Masculine. It could be one of these relationships that I was talking about in here, where it was like this aspect of him that you saw in this other person, but it wasn't. This was still distorted masculine energy that was meant to show you something to heal on your journey to each other. But it was his energy that was speaking through that reading. This Divine Masculine energy was speaking through that reading. So watching that now and applying it to this now is going to show you, first of all, how far you've come and how you've come from distorted masculine energy and having it even be outside of yourself to grounding into that confidence within yourself now and calling it and removing codependent tendencies. It's detached from a person, and now you're attaching it to yourself, and you're witnessing how that Divine Masculine in that video was actually talking about you right now. You have going on in your life as the Divine Masculine inside of you, what the Divine Masculine in that old video, what I was talking about in that old video. But at the time, it's like I connected that to a person outside of me. I didn't look at how that situation was actually talking about me. Right? I hope that makes sense. Go back and watch that video. And if you watched it before, look and see how far you've come and how much you've grown since then, and apply that Divine Masculine energy to yourself now. Yeah. Peace. This is the number 5 card again, too. Making peace. There's something in the past that you need to make peace with. There's something about letting go of your expectation about Divine Masculine that you need to make peace with in order to allow this soulmate energy into your life. In order to be the soulmate that they deserve too. They're wishing for you too. That was part of the title, was I wished for you too. This person is wishing for you. And there's something about who you were before, or there's something from the past that you need to make peace with. Bring yourself into the now. Release karmic bonds, release karmic partners, any kind of karmic connection to past lives and things like that. Bring yourself into this now moment. I'm having deja vu right now as we say this too. It may be that you need to make peace with this person that we're talking about, that it ended so tumultuously, that there's some kind of closure that needs to happen with someone from the past. It could be that this person is someone that you met before, that there was never any kind of closure for, or something like that. You got to make peace with what was, because what happened before was supposed to happen. I'm going to need that boat. You're welcome. Maui can't do anything but float. I don't know what this song has to do with it, but it may be that Moana, I don't know, the story of Moana is something that you really love. All right, anything else from this Divine Masculine? I did not plan on going this far in the video, having it be this long, but I just do what I'm told. Deep knowing and imagine. I'm hearing the John Lennon song, Imagine. Imagine all the people living in peace. There's this deep knowing of how important coming into this peaceful energy inside of you is. This deep knowing that this kind of divine connection is so important to the raising the vibration of the planet, because it is a visual representation. People get to see real love in person, a healthy, divine, romantic connection. This is a romantic connection too. Divine love. They get to see that in person and believe in fairy tales, and to believe in themselves and believe in what they are capable of, not just having a relationship, but this relationship mirrors that sovereignty and the union for each individual person, that it's possible to heal these things inside of you and to anchor unconditional love, to release codependency, to have that confidence in your own divinity. On both sides, it is possible to have a conscious relationship and to choose to share that authentic part of you with another, and for them to do the same, and to have the union extract even more depth of authenticity from each other. A divine connection that removes distorted masculine and distorted feminine templates. Something in his message to you that he wants you to really imagine this utopian world, because that's part of your purpose together. Okay? Well, that's really beautiful. He wants to wrestle the moon too. He wants to wrangle the moon for you. Imagine anchoring that. It's a very cosmic, very, it's just this soulmate. This person is really knows your soul as if it's their own, because it is. Hakuna Matata is on right now. But there's no bindings there at all. It is such freedom. There's such freedom to love and be loved. What is that saying from? There's no greater meaning in life than to love and be loved in return. Something like that. That's what he's talking about. Moulin Rouge is where I'm seeing from that quote from the movie. We want it. Moulin Rouge may be another reference for somebody. All right, I think that's the end of the message. Now I gotta look at the bottom of the deck now. Go the distance. This is what you've been working for. This is number 11 card 2. This is what you've been, all the work is leading to, is anchoring this unconditional love into the earth and to being that love and being able to be that on a regular basis, to being that divine energy here in the 3D, learning how to be that in your everyday life. Means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy, is acceptance and peace. That's what helps you to go the distance. And it feels like this relationship too is meant to be a life partner. It is definitely a life partner. And the way that it's sustainable is because of the detachment from the need for it to last in order for it to be successful. There's no need connected to it, and that's what makes it last. It's just that knowing. It's that deep knowing. This is my purpose in life, is to experience this connection. Good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. If we separate, if we break up, then I have this knowing that there is such peace in every experience, everything that we go through. So much so that, it's a choice every single day. There is this choice. You choose each other every single day. And the freedom to do that. This is the one that is meant to, this is the one that's meant to go the distance. Okay? This is the fairy tale. Happily ever after is what I'm hearing. He believes in happily ever after. It doesn't mean that you're happy in every single moment, except for the fact that even, it's like he's so like loving and wanting to express love. He has so much love inside of him to give that he can feel love even in conflict. It doesn't feel chaotic to him anymore. He can find, like, love is so grounding for him. The love inside of him is so grounding that that's always the place that he comes back to. And so he can find happiness anywhere, even in painful situations. Him being able to access that side of himself is him really coming into his feminine. And it's like he's leading the way in that. I feel like he's really connecting with he's being very still right now. And he's connecting with his feminine energy. And that's why this message has been able to come through, is for him to connect with you, his divine feminine, the person, not just the energy that he's connected with inside of him. Because now he's ready to share his life with you and all the people in your life and all the people in his life. There's this tribe of people that are meant to come together. It's not just about the two of you guys. It's about all those influenced by the energy of him individually, you individually, and you two together. There's a whole tribe of people. You've got a friend in me is on. You've got a friend in me. Man, this connection is way beyond anything. It's way bigger than anything you can imagine. But it is about imagining that, opening your mind to even more and even more. This connection is even more than what you allowed yourself to imagine before this. Oh, just let yourself believe. You just have to let yourself believe in miracles and believe in the power of you to create your reality. And you've got a friend in me. There are aspects of him that are communicating to you through your friends. Someone has a message for you. A friend has a message for you. What is the message that you have for him? That's what he wants to know. He's like, what message do you have for me? So I want you as the divine feminine to tune into what that message is. What is the message you have for him? You're very intuitive. Listen. Listen. They're telling me to listen to the song that's on. Just let it go. All right, one more card, please. Card for the masculine from the feminine. Are you ready to speak to him now, too, feminine? There's two of them. Follow the yellow brick road. I just heard follow the yellow brick road. The land of milk and honey. Somewhere over the rainbow. Be the good girl you always had to be. Conceal, don't feel. Don't let them know. Well, now they know. I think she can hear you. I think the divine feminine is like, I can hear you. I can hear you. Something about co-creating with the universe too, and allowing the stars to align. There's something about the stars aligning that you were waiting for the stars to. It's like there's a portal that needed to open. It's almost like, without knowing it, you, divine feminine, was waiting for a certain portal to open. Maybe it was the 4-4 portal, because that's foundation. 444, that's the number of a foundation. You were waiting for the foundation to be set and this portal to open in order for the stars to align for this rainbow energy to come in. Oh, and what they're telling me too is that Venus came into Pisces on April 5th. So it's like you're waiting for the 4-4 portal to open in order to allow this energy to come in. So it's like you're telling him, Divine Feminine is telling Divine Masculine, that the portal of my heart is now open. It was some things had to come into alignment first for me to make the choice to open up. And the energy of and co-creating and partnering with the universe. There's something in Divine Feminine energy that was waiting to partner with the universe. And now that the planets have come into alignment for her to feel safe and confident in opening her heart up again, she feels the stability of that and is ready to open to that now. She was just waiting for that to come through. She was waiting for that to open up. So throughout this time period, April feels very powerful. It feels very open to facilitating unions. Really, the past is in the past, she says right now. Really letting go, really understanding what letting go means. That it doesn't mean letting go, it means of the past, because the past is always going to be there. But that it's about making peace with the past and accepting it as integral part of your journey. Here I stand. Let the storm rage on. It's really about coming into that confidence. Confidence of, I am exactly who I'm meant to be in this moment, no matter what anybody else says. It's about tuning out all the other noise. Okay, so you have a message for him to do that exact same thing and to let the stars align. Right? Wow. All right. What a lovely conversation. Okay, if you want to dig into your relationship or your situation, feel free to book a private reading with me. All the information is down in the box below. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.